We haven't smelled it in a while.
Yeah.
Well, last weekend, the weekend before, I should say. But
we need more.
Yeah, no rain on the way for the short term. Before we get to the forecast, the fog out there, I want to share some amazing viewer photos. I said, let's mix it up and do something other than sunrise, sunset. And Richard Stein, man, he stepped up to the plate. This was taken out of Oxnard, Silver Strand Beach, and you and I were speculating maybe an auto carrier.
Maybe
right?
an auto carrier just had dropped off the cars and heading back out to sea.
Yeah,
That's my guess.
Wonder what cars he had.
I don't know. What do they say?
Porsche,
Stephen,
BMW.
what is it? Hyundais and BMWs? Is that what you... BMW,
Stephen says, our director.
Possibly.
And the second one was from this morning. That was over the weekend. Look at this picture taken looking down into the city from the Riviera. Sandra Tinsley sent this one in. All that fog this morning, well, it gave way to sunshine this afternoon, sort of like a May gray June gloom pattern. It is back in full force tonight. Poor visibility extending from the south coast all the way down to Oxnard, even Sandy and Essing, 2.5-mile visibility. And to recap, we are under a dense fog advisory for the south coast. It includes Carpinteria, Montecito, Summerlin, and this is in effect until 4 a.m. So visibility is down to 1/4 mile or less in these areas. Use caution while driving as you encounter that fog, and keep the low beams on. If you put the high beams on, it scatters the light, and honestly, it makes it actually more difficult to see. Now, in addition to the low clouds and fog, we're getting a little bit of high cloud coverage moving in tonight, and that's in association with the weather system that's approaching from the eastern Pacific. Temperatures with the clouds, the fog, mild. Again, much like what we've seen a lot this month, except in the beginning, the first few days, we're mostly in the 50s. Now, something else we're also keeping an eye on for Ventura County is the threat for some flooding in low-lying areas, some dangerous rip currents, some high surf as well. This is because we're dealing with the astronomical high tides or king tides. This is common. It happens once per season, but it's the highest tide of the season. And for Port Hueneme tomorrow morning, it's going to be up near 7 feet above mean sea level. And that means we could see flooding in those low-lying areas. So just keep that in mind if you're heading out to the coast to do a walk along the beach. Here's one disturbance bringing some snow tonight into the northern Rockies. Here's the second one that moves through the area tomorrow. These sort of converge over the Four Corners tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. It's going to push high pressure to the north, so that's going to continue to cool temperatures down for us through the middle of the week. And then beyond that, we actually warm things back up and see dry, sunny conditions return by the weekend. So tomorrow, morning fog, and then I think we'll see a little bit of sunshine by late in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy morning up to the north, but clearing comes here by mid-afternoon, even early afternoon. 68 in San Luis Obispo, 67 for Napomo, and 65 in Pismo. Ventura County tomorrow, temperatures here mostly into the 60s. Could squeeze out a 70, though, in Ojai. Santa Barbara 7-day forecast, temps in the 60s for a couple of days, and then we are up into the 70s, upper 70s by the weekend at that. Ventura, quiet conditions, but some fog out there for the next few mornings. Sunshine returns Thursday, and then by the weekend, we could be talking about warm and dry Santa Ana winds in Ventura County. A Lompoc area, 60s for a few afternoons, but even those 60s, CJ, that's near average. So nothing too cold. It is a cooler air mass in comparison to what we saw last week, but by the end of the week and the weekend, it is going to get hot
warm again.
Once again. Very warm.
Wow.
And, you know, the extended model is possibly hinting at something late next week, but the latest model run sort of backing off on it. So we'll keep